Goeiedag. In hierdie les gaan ons kyk na verskillende sinsoorte in Afrikaans. Ons gaan kyk na 'n stelsin, 'n uitroepsin, 'n bevelsin en 'n vraagsin. Kom ons begin by stelsinne. 'n Stelsin is simply a statement. So dit is 'n gewone sin, dit kan in die bedrywende of in die leidende vorm wees. En daarvoor gaan julle kyk na die leidende en bedrywende les. Vir vandag fokus ons net op die feit dat dit 'n stelsin is. Let's look at an example. We are making a statement. Ons maak 'n stelling. Die leerders doen elke dag hulle werk in die klas. Please note the word order in your stelsin. You got your normal stompie. There's our time, hulle is die object, hulle werk, is the object, en in die klas is jou plek. Goed, we can also have a sentence, die werk word elke dag deur die kinders gedoen. This is just to explain to you that the word order will either start with your subject or your object. There's your verb 1, your time deur for the leidende vorm, object, and verb 2. So our subject and our object starts our stelsinne. Die volgende een is uitroepsinne, exclamations. This is self-explanatory that these sentences will end with an exclamation mark. Let's look at some examples. Dit is 'n sin waarin emosie getoon word, so we show some kind of emotion, and also with tussenwerpsels. Remember, tussenwerpsels, interjections. Those small words that we put into a sentence to make it more emotional. Yippie! Ons kan ons werk vandag in die klas doen. These kids are very excited. Eina, dit was baie seer. Dit is vakansie. Ek is baie opgewonde. I am very excited. Reg. So dit is dan uitroepsinne. Bevelsinne is an instruction or a command. So 'n sin waarin 'n bevel of 'n instruksie gegee word. And note please that these ones can be written with or without an exclamation mark. When you are giving a command and you're very serious about what you are saying, you are going to use an exclamation mark. Doen nou dadelik julle werk. Reg? However, when you're giving an instruction, you are not that serious about it. You don't really want to press the point, so you're not going to use an exclamation mark. Draai links by die robot. No exclamation mark. What I want you to note for bevelsinne. When you look at uitroepsinne, we start with a subject or an object. Wanneer ons kyk na stelsinne, we said subject or an object. But now, can you see bevelsinne? What do they start with? Now we start the sentence with our verb 1. And that is how you will distinguish between uitroepsin and a bevelsin. You might get confused with the exclamation mark because they can both have an exclamation mark. Then you are going to look at your word order, and if the sentence starts with a verb, that is when you will know it is a bevelsin. It gives a command or it gives an instruction. Kom ons kyk na vraagsinne. Our questions. 'n vraag word gevra, a question is being asked. Doen die leerders elke dag hulle werk in die klas? And there's our question mark. Waar doen die leerders elke dag hulle werk? Wanneer doen die leerders hulle werk in die klas? En wie doen elke dag hulle werk in die klas? So these are the different ways that we can structure a question. What is important to note here is that your question will always start with one of two things. Firstly, a verb, doen, and then your question mark, or it will start with one of your question words. So it's either a verb or it is a question word. And the question words you have to learn. Let's have a look at them. Waar means where. Wanneer, when. Hoe means how. Hoekom and waarom both mean why. Waarheen is where to. Waarheen gaan ons? Where are we going? Waardeur, through what? Dit is die deur waardeur hy loop. Through what? Deur wie is by whom. And I haven't forgotten about this one. I want to talk about this one. Hoe laat? If you translate it literally, it's going to be how late. But we don't talk like that. So I've specifically put this one in for you so that you can remember the difference between what is the time and hoe laat is dit. So when we say what is the time, then we're going to translate it with hoe laat is dit. So do not get confused. Afrikaans people make the mistake of translating it as wat is die tyd, which is wrong. Hoe laat is dit? English people make the mistake, how late is it? We don't do that. What is the time? Reg. Hoe word vraagsinne in die eksamen gevra? So now that you know this, how will this be asked in your exam paper? There will be two ways for them to ask you this question. Let's look at that. Firstly, the question will say, verander die volgende sin in 'n vraagsin. The only instruction is to make the sentence a question. So you have to remember that your question either starts with a verb or a question word. When the instruction is make it into a question and there is no question word, we're going to start with a verb. So there is our verb groei, and the answer will then be groei die blomme in die tuin. And the all-important question mark at the end, otherwise it is a statement. The second way that they can ask you the question is to give you a specific, different kind of instruction. Verander die volgende sin in 'n vraagsin sodat die onderstreepte gedeelte die antwoord is. Change the sentence into a question and the underlined part must be the answer. So now we are going to start with our question word. This is the underlined part. In die tuin. That is the place. So the question that we ask is, where? So in Afrikaans, waar groei die blomme? And can you see, if you ask the question, waar groei die blomme, the underlined part in die tuin is the answer to your question. If they underline die blomme, This is the subject in the sentence. So the question we ask is what? So in Afrikaans, wat groei in die tuin? And I'm just reiterating, do not forget your question mark, otherwise it is a statement. So it is very important that you remember the different ways that I can ask you to put a sentence into a question. You're either going to start with a verb or you are going to start with a question word. Thank you. Ek sien julle volgende keer.